What's up, my chatterboxes? This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 5, Slippery Slope. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button, hit the comment section, and comment on the video. And most importantly, subscribe. Okay, we're going to just get into this episode. So it starts off with Rasheeda. She's in the house with the boys. She's getting, ready for date night with Kirk. So apparently he just told her to get dressed, and he's not telling her exactly where he's taking her. She just needs to be ready. So she's all excited and, things like that. So she eventually meet up with Kirk. So they go to some kind of restaurant or something. So they had been waffles. So he was like, you remember? He said, you know why we eating these? She was like, no. He was like, this is reminiscent of our first date. So I guess apparently, they had a first date at the Waffle House. So he brought back memories when it came to that. She was like, I was low maintenance then. He was like, yeah. He was like, you surpassed that. So they were just talking about their relationship and things like that. How, 7 kids in, how they're finally on the right track, and Kirk said how he was grateful that Rasheeda has, forgiven him, and that things are better than ever now. And she brought up to him that she's gonna get the girls together for a trip. So we're gonna see how this trip turns out, cause I don't know. You know how they get when they get on them daggone trips. So moving on from that, now we have Shooter. We have Sierra, and we have the children. Sierra have a son and a daughter by Shooter. So there's some kind of restaurant and things like that. So I guess the premise of it was his birthday because she gave him a gift. So she's saying that at first she was mad at Shooter, Sierra, she being Sierra. She said she was mad at Shooter when he, pulled that stunt at the courthouse. She said, but now that the lawyer was able to get the charges dismissed, she's forgiven. Listen, let me tell you something. It's one thing that the lawyer was able to get those charges dismissed, but that don't got shit to do with me forgiving the person that did some fucked up shit. Because you could easily been sitting in jail right now, and he pulled what he pulled. That show you how much he really cared. And you have his children. Okay, you was there for him when his son died. You went to the funeral and stuff like that. It's evident because that's what you got the case for, because you was fighting they said allegedly you was fighting, the child's mother that passed away. So if you didn't want to go to the courthouse and, go throughout the trial and be by his side based on the drama you already had going on, he should have respected that. But the fact that you still got his 2 living, breathing children and he was about to pull some bullshit like that, come on now. I don't care how many birthdays he had. I wouldn't wish death on him. No, I wouldn't. But I ain't gonna congratulate your ass neither. The fuck? You tripping. Anyway, so they were all at the restaurant and things like that. And Sierra was flirting with him, making it say, oh, you want me and all. What? And Shooter in his confessional was like, things is complicated enough without Sierra trying to throw her stuff in the mix. She must be jealous. Like, Sierra, don't you got a whole boyfriend? You must not be happy with what's going on at home, because why you all flirting with Shooter? Yeah, well, I can't wait until she see about this Keone situation and shit like that. So anyway, he was like, no. He don't want nothing. He don't want no parts of Sierra. He was like, when it's good, it's good. But, when it's bad, it's bad. And just leave that where it's at. Just leave that where it's at. So she was saying how her daughter have a problem with going to school. She don't like school. So she was asking her, well, what makes school so bad that you don't like it? So she was just saying everything. So I guess they're going to kind of like nurture or figure out, a plan for the little girl or whatever like that, because evidently it's something going on that she probably not, telling. So moving on from that, now we have young Jock. He's at his hair salon. Say what y'all want to say about Jock. Jock is a mother effing hustler, okay? He gets to the bag. He a Uber, Lyft driver. He a radio DJ. Do he even rap anymore? Now he got a hair salon. He trying to open up a restaurant. He got to take care of them 50 million kids he got. But I can't hate on that. I cannot hate on that. Jock is a go-getter. He definitely is a go-getter. So anyway, he's at the beauty salon where he's co-owners with, I think they said Chanel, Cheyenne, what I might be getting her name wrong. Well, anyway, you can already tell it was some tension here. So apparently that's what Kendra had got on him about last season. I guess it was rumors that he was messing with her. So he said he kind of like fell back from going to the business. Because she looking at him like, well, why are you here? He was like, well, I'm checking on my investment. She was like, you ain't been here over a year. I've been the one holding stuff down. See, that's where she get. I see why Kendra don't want his ass there. Because she all up in her feelings. You already see. So Jock was like, hi, how y'all doing to everybody? You can see the hairstylist looking at him like, the hi. Like, she ain't even say nothing. That's how the way it made it look on the camera anyway. So he said, so in the confessional, he said the reason why he was there because he wanted to talk to a friend that lived nearby the shop or whatever. So the friend being Alexis Sky. So Alexis Sky comes in there and they talking about it. So he said that he wanted to talk to her about something that she had put on social media. She was like, what? Because I post a lot on social media. He was like, well, this one in particular thing that you did, it kind of caught my attention. I want to, kind of piggyback off that. So she was like, well, what is it? So he's saying that it was the sex trafficking. He was like, I'm getting a panel together and I really would like you to speak and tell your story. He was like, because this sex trafficking thing is getting out of control, especially in Atlanta. Now, Jack said that he has children. He's, afraid for his children. It's just crazy. So Alexis in her confessional was like, she haven't even really opened up about her being sex trafficked to her parent, her family or anybody. She was like, it was like a bad situation. She said, but if it can help like young girls for her to tell her story, then she'll be willing to do it. Now, I remember when this was jumping off, a lot of people were saying that she was just clout chasing. So I don't know. This is what I'm gonna do. I want to believe her, and I do not want to victim shame. So I'm not going to get up on here and say that she lying. But I just want y'all to hear it for yourself if y'all watch the show, and y'all tell me what y'all think about it. I'm not going to victim shame, and I'm not going to say that she didn't, because that would be wrong of me, because she could possibly have. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Okay, now we have the girls. They done met up at the ski shop. We have Rasheeda, Sierra, Bambi, and Mimi's there. So Rasheeda let them know that she wanted to do a girls trip, but it's a ski trip. So they was a little reluctant about it because they like, don't nobody know how to ski. So they all agreed to do it, and Rasheeda let it be known that Carly is going to be there. So Sierra was like, well, I don't have a problem with Cardi, but I don't know how she coming. She was like, because last time I seen her, she said Karma is her best friend. She's like, I don't know how to take that. So Bambi gonna say, oh, that's just evil. Bambi, I don't like Bambi because if she's supposed, I know she's Sierra friend, but she also supposed to be Carly friend. It seemed like she don't hold Sierra accountable for the shit that she do, but she want to always sit up there and down the things that Carly do, and I can't rock with that. How about just stay neutral or call them both out on their BS? Cause Sierra wasn't 100% right in these situations. Anyway, so they were all talking about things that was going on. So Sierra's like, well, I really need this. She was like, because I have a lot going on with the kids. She was like, well, it seemed like when me and Shooter is together, everything is fine. But, when we apart, that's when the kids start acting out. And they were saying how family is tough. So Bambi was like, yeah, family is tough. So she said, she was like, yeah, because we had a family dinner. And Mama D will pull out obituary of my mom. Mimi, Rasheeda laughed too. But Mimi took me the hell out because she couldn't hold that shit in. You can see Mimi, she had to turn her head. Mimi fucking was laughing her ass off. She had to walk away. I was dying laughing. Because, it ain't funny to make a mockery of somebody that's just a cancer survivor and stuff like that. But that shit was funny. I ain't going I'm sorry. Because Mama D knows she was dead ass wrong for that. She knows she was wrong for that. So, they also said Spice is going to be there at the trip as well. So, Bambi was saying in her confessional, and we all know that they still doing these confessionals in their homes due to the COVID situation. So Bambi was saying how, Scrappy, I don't even think that he's talking to Mama D at the moment. She was like, she's so stressed out, she ain't able to, she's not able to eat and things like that. The situation is just a hot ass mess. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about when when Mimi was cracking up later. That shit was funny. So now we have Young Jock. He's at the place where he's on a panel of speakers, and it's a group of people in the audience, maybe like a good 10 or 15. And we have Akbar. She showed up. Akbar ignorant as shit. Like, she ain't even let him Jock get his words out before she started talking. Like, she ignorant as shit. So Kendra was there. They was on a panel, and they were just talking about they wanted to bring awareness to sex trafficking. Is a lot of people that's being sex trafficked, and a lot of people just think, oh, the big white truck and things like that, but they want to bring awareness that is other ways that people can be sex trafficked, and they just want to put it out there. And I applaud them for, doing that. Because like Jack said, he got 5 kids and it scares him to death. And he was like, it's just running rampant there in Atlanta. But truth be told, that sex trafficking is running rampant everywhere. You know what I mean? Atlanta might got it bad, but here where I am too, it's up here too. So one of the speakers, she was on there, and she's, for her to been ran through the way she was ran, the way these men ran through her, she still looked pretty good. I don't know what her inside's looking like, but she still looked pretty good. So she was saying a lot of people were, think about, the white trucks and this, that, and the other. She was like, but people don't, or this, I forgot exactly what she said, but she said people don't understand, like, the other part of it. She was like, the 20 abortions that she had. She said in this second term baby, she said she had to push them babies out, okay? She pushed them out, and she said she got right back to work. She was like, 20 years ago, I think she said she was sleeping with up to 20 men a day. I'm like, I can't even take, I don't even want to do it once a day with somebody, and you telling me 20 men a day, you were able to handle that? Oh my God, I felt so bad when she was telling her story. And she said, and the person who got her into that was the daggone daughter of a pastor of a mega church. And I watched that Clark sister documentary, and them pastors is a piece of work. And I'm not pastor shaming, I'm not, Christian shaming, church shaming, I'm not doing none of that. But we're going to be real, and we're going to call spades a spade. Y'all have to be careful about everybody y'all come in contact with, regardless of what position they hold. Because everybody do not have you guys' best intentions. I'm just putting it out there. I don't care if it's a doctor, a lawyer. I don't care if it's the teacher. I don't care who it is. Be careful of people, period. People, period. Do not let your guards down with anyone. That's just my PSA for everybody. So we had another young lady on there too. Well, she's not a young lady, but a lady on there, and said that she used to be sex trafficked, and she also was a sex trafficker. And she said her favorite place that she used to like going was the church. So y'all better be careful when y'all go to these church services and whatever, synagogues or wherever y'all go. Please be careful. That's all I'm saying. Be careful. Anyway, we have Alexis Sky. She pulls up. So she ended up telling her story, and she was saying how she ran away at the age of 15, 16, and she got caught up with this man or something like that. She said he took her phone, threw it in the water or wherever she said he threw it. And she said he basically was selling her for the highest bidder and using her as a pawn. This is what she said. She was like, she was scared. She was like, he would threaten to kill her if she told anybody or ran or tried to run away or things like that. She was like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to die. And so she was saying how some guy had asked her, some I guess it was a trick or something. I'm not exactly sure who the guy was. Asked her, well, how old was she? And she told him. And he was, she said he took her to the train station. He was like, he took her to the train station, bought her a bus ticket or a train ticket or whatever, and she got on the train and never looked back, and she never got his name or anything. And Aqua V gets up and say how she was around Alexis when all this was going on, and she how much she loved Alexis and how much she proud of her and how much she loved the fact how she with her baby girl and this and other. And I'm like, this don't sound right, because I don't even think her and Aqua V been friends that damn long. That's number one, but I could be wrong. Number two, like I said, y'all tell me in these comments how y'all feel about what Alexa's saying. I'm not going to sit up here and say that she didn't have this trauma that happened in her life, because she said that a lot of people see her act out on social media and stuff like that, and nobody never thought to ask if it was a reason. She said a lot of the things is because of what she went through in her past. And I know people tend to act out that, that has had traumatic events happen to them. So I can't sit up here and say that she not, telling the truth. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? That's all. So now we have Rasheeda, Carly, and we have Mimi. They're at Frost Bistro, and they were talking about the situation that took place as far as Sierra's daughter. She was assaulted by another student and her mother. The mother was able to get inside the school, and they attacked Sierra's daughter in the bathroom, the girls' bathroom. So they were talking about that, and Rasheeda was like, I don't know if that would have happened to my child. She was like, it would have went left. Me too. Sierra handling like an adult should handle it. I will give her credit for that. She's getting authorities involved. She's not, trying to do street justice and things like that. But she better to fuck than me, okay? That's all I gotta say is, she is better than me. And I'm gonna leave that there. So anyway, they were talking about the situation. They played it again on the news, and they were watching it. So Carly was saying, like, don't nobody deserve to be jumped on. And Rasheeda looked at her like kind of side-eye, because it almost seemed like Carly was interjecting what just happened to her, with Sierra and them jumped on her into this situation. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's the vibe that I got from it. And if that is, Carly, you wrong for that shit. I mean, tomato. I mean, yeah, your situation is fucked up too, but come on, this is a child. Come on, Carly. So she said she reached out to Sierra. She was like, because if that happened to her child, she would want people, to have, be in her corner as well. She was like, and for a grown person to jump in it is foul, which it is. It's totally messed up. Like, where were you raised, lady? Like, come on. Where were you raised? Sierra said to her, I know if me and you were on better terms, you would have been there for me, 100%. And Carly said she told her, you're absolutely right. Listen, I could not imagine what Sierra must be going through. The fact that someone did that to her child, a grown person, and you wasn't there to be able to protect your child. I know that do something to you mentally. I already know. I mean, I don't know, because that never happened to one of my children, but what I'm saying is I can only imagine. So next we have actually Sierra Shooter and her daughter. She's over Shooter house, and they were discussing the things that went on. So Shooter asked her, well, what happened that made, her mama, that's how they say it, her mama, want to jump on you. So she basically was saying I guess they accused her of judging the other little girl. That's what she said. So basically, Shooter was like, listen, you have to think smarter. He was like, you might think of it as a fight. And he was like, that one little incident can turn into something way bigger. He was like, you already have a sibling that passed away due to, violence. He was like, do you want that? And she was like, no. And he absolutely right about that. Like, this is what I always tell my children. Like, some things you gonna have to pick and choose your battles. Some things is okay to walk away from, even if people might look at you as being, a punk or whatever. You not no punk. You know what you can do. But some stuff ain't worth it because, like he said, one little thing can turn out to be so much more. So you really have to pick and choose certain situations. Period. And I mean, period. And I guess you have to learn that as you grow up. But hopefully you can learn that at an early age because that will save you some heartache. Anyway, Sierra was saying how she is going to go. Well, he asked Sierra what steps is she going to take. So she got a protection order against the lady. Apparently, the lady lived in her building because Sierra was saying that her daughter was calling her, screaming, talking about they about to try to jump me, talking about the mom and the daughter. And so Sierra said, she was like, what? So she was like, put me on speakerphone. So she was like, she was trying to reason with the lady, but that's next thing she knows, she heard like commotion and things like that. So she said that the lady lived in her building. So you mean to tell me this lady lived in your building? She knew that was your child and she still attacked your child? She's showing you she ain't give a fuck about you. She ain't care. She showed you she about whatever you was about to bring because you live in the same building as her and she still pulled that shit. She wasn't afraid of retaliation. Oh, something ain't right there. Something ain't right there. So, Sierra said to Shooter she want her daughter to stay with him, which is his daughter as well, to stay with him until she get things figured out because I guess she's going to go on the ski trip as well. So he was like, well, that's fine. This is a whole goddamn mess. So now we have Bambi, Scrap, and Baby Breland. She's telling him how she's going to go on the girls trip for skiing and she's leaving Baby Breland with him. So she's asking him if he's going to be able to handle it and things like that. So apparently she asked him, can black people be allergic to chicken? Because she said she thinks she's developing an allergy because she ate some chicken and it made her sick. And Scrappy looking at her like, what? He was like, no, like black people can't be allergic to chicken. Like, oh, God forbid a black person allergic to chicken. It's all hell gonna break loose. Anyway, so she was saying that how she wasn't feeling all, feeling good or whatever like that. And we now know that Bambi is pregnant. She's pregnant, so I'm assuming this is when she didn't know what was going on. So she's pregnant. Anyway, so she was telling him how she doesn't want any new people around Baby Breland. She said to him, well, she's like, anything that he watch on TV has to be educational. She was like, what are you going to do if he start crying uncontrollably? So he like, oh, I'm going to give him some beer and some liquor. She was like, what? He was like, saying, I'm not going to give my child no liquor. This is the problem. Like, are you doing this for TV? Because the baby is like 1 or 2 or something like that now. You have never left Scrappy alone with your son? Like, come on, it's his child. He's capable of taking care of his child when you're not around. And if he's not, that's the problem because you guys live together. And if he hasn't been, doing his due diligence with that child, then something is wrong. Something is wrong. So I'm going to assume you was playing it up for the camera because otherwise something ain't right there. So he was asking her, is Sierra going? So she's like, yeah. He was like, well, she needed after everything she got going on. And Sierra do got a lot of shit going on. Now we have, Sierra, not Sierra. We have Kirk and Rasheeda. So they're at the house. Rasheeda has a beautiful home. Like the parts that they allow us to see, it's really nice. So they're at the house and they're talking about everything that's going on. So apparently, Kirk's son, I guess that's his oldest son, he was arrested. So it was for improper lane change, but when they suspect stuff, they'll make a reason that they stop you, and then they'll act like they something suspicious, so they can illegally really search you. So apparently they had like a bag of weed, but they made it seem like they had like a they trumped up the charges, making it seem like they was like a intent to distribute. They said that he had a sawed-off shotgun in there. Now that's what I'm asking, because they saying that these charges was padded and it wasn't right. Did he have a shotgun? Did he have a sawed-off shotgun in there, or didn't he? Like I'm confused. Like, I mean, no, that attempted distributing, you only got a bag of weed, I know that's gonna be tossed out. That's a bogus charge. But did he really have a gun? Can they produce a gun that they had, or did they plant the gun? What is it? So apparently they holding him on bail, and he said his son can't understand why they holding him on bail. I mean, with no bail. So he said he told him the way they, stacked up these charges, they making it hard for you. And he was saying in his confessional, he being Kirk, saying that, it's hard out here for these, for young black men and things like that. The cops, basically got it in for us, which they do. They can say they don't, but they do. And, it's going to be, kind of difficult to get out of these situations. So Rasheeda was saying to him how, with everything going on with her mom, with the restaurant and everything like that, it's just a lot. So she was telling him about the trip. He was like, well, right now you can't go on the trip. You can't leave me, here with all this going on. So he, I guess Rasheeda isn't going to go on a trip because of everything that they got going on. Now, I don't see what a couple days could have hurt, since he already in jail. They not giving him bail, but I don't know if you got to do leg work with the lawyers and things like that. So I'm not going to sit up here and say she could have went. Maybe she just want to be there, for support for him. I don't know. So now we have the girls. They met up at the bus because they going to go on the ski trip. So it's Spice, it's it's Spice, it's Bambi, it's Sierra, it's Mimi, and then Carly walks up. Carly had walking up with these white heels, white pants with her diaper butt. I'm like, can you just be regular for one day? So they're all up, at the bus, and Rasheeda pulls up and she let them know that she's not going to join them, and she told them why about, Kirk's son and how, he was arrested and how, they have things that they have to deal with. So she was telling them that she wants them on their best behavior and everything like that. So they all, was feeling, sympathetic to her, and it was like, okay. I don't know. It was just awkward. Because when Carly walked up, Bambi was like, oh, I haven't seen this duo in a while, talking about Sierra and Carly. Bambi keep edging this shit on too. She really is. I'm just saying. So now they on the bus, and they were all, just talking, conversing, and like I said, Bambi was eating something, and she was saying how she was sick, and I think it was Mimi was asking her, well, do you think you can be pregnant? She was like, well, no, because I'm breastfeeding. You can't get pregnant when you breastfeed. And somebody was like, well, who told you that? She was like, well, I thought I was in the safe zone. So Mimi was like, well, the only time you could be in the safe zone if you ain't getting no dick. So Bambi was like, well, I mean, I can't not do that at my house or whatever. Like, Bambi really thought she couldn't get pregnant because she was breastfeeding? So they all agreed that they're gonna end up taking a pregnancy test. But is it possible that you may be pregnant, Sierra? I don't know. So they were trying to downplay the mushing of Carly Red by the hands of Sierra. So Bambi, I forgot what she said, but she made another statement, and it's annoying. And so Bambi was saying, oh, she didn't mush you that hard, and she would mush you like this. And Cardi was like, no, it was more like this. Like, how you gonna tell somebody how they got mushed? Like, mushed or whatever. Like, come on. Sierra was telling them how, it was hard for her to hear her daughter on the other side of the, she was on the other side of the phone, and to hear, her child being, assaulted. That was tough. And everybody, was saying, yeah, that's messed up. So Carly had mentioned that, yeah, I heard your mother told me that the lady who assaulted your daughter lives in the same building as you. And she was like, yeah. And she was like, now my daughter's scared to come out the house, thinking somebody gonna do something to her. See, that's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do. And the fact that she's still living comfortably in your building is a fucking problem. It's a fucking problem. Sorry, excuse the profanity, but it's an issue. So she was saying how, because they was talking about the Rasheeda and Kirk situation, and how, you know, the cops like to target, you know, African Americans and stuff like that. And she was saying in her situation, if she didn't have the money to pay to help get her daughter out of these situations, it would have been swept out under the rug. And she's absolutely right. She's absolutely right. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. This is crazy. So last but not least, we have Scooter, his sister Cheyenne. They had Scooter House. Is that his name? Scooter? Well, I think so. They at his house. Is that his name? Well, y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. So they at his house, packing up his apartment. So she was asking him, well, what's the reason why he leaving? He was like, what? I need a bigger place. I ain't getting evicted this time. So he said that he has his 2 boys, and he also be having his nephews a lot, so he need a bigger space. So he was asking her, well, I heard that you had a couple places for me and Shooter to look at, as far as, Scrap. His name is Scrap. Oh my God, I was getting that messed up. His name is Scrap. Sorry. So he was asking her that, he told her, he was like, I heard that you had a couple places for me and Shooter to look at. And she was like, yeah, I have a couple things for you guys to lined up for you guys to look at. So he was like, that's good. So he was saying how Shooter seemed like he a stand-up guy and things like that. You know, real, into his family and things like that. Oh my God, when this other shoe drop, it's going to drop. So he's waiting on KK to come in as well. So apparently KK got beef with Cheyenne over a cell phone bill. And KK put her on her plan and Cheyenne didn't pay the bill. So now KK comes in there with her goddamn portable blood pressure cuff. And she was like, I gotta check my pressure because I got some shit I gotta get off my chest. He was so Scrap was like, do you walk around with that all the time? She was like, yeah, I got to, because my stuff been out of whack. So her fucking pressure was like 160 or 180 over 100 or something. You should go to somebody ER or go take your high blood pressure medicine. You not engage in an altercation with this girl at the moment. No, not at the moment. So they get into it. So she told her, Cheyenne, being Cheyenne, that I know you had the money to pay for the phone bill. You didn't pay it despite me. She was like, and I want you to apologize because you called me a bitch. So in Cheyenne confession, she was like, I have seen KK go off on people from 2 to 100 real quick. She was like, but I never would think that she did that. So, and KK was saying she had love for her like she was her own child. For her to disrespect her like that, she can't tolerate it. So KK was demanding an apology. Cheyenne was saying that she didn't call her a bitch, but you could see the smirk all on her face. You did. Cheyenne seemed like she a piece of work. At first I was getting like a wholesome vibe from her. No, she's a piece of work. She's a piece of work. So they were going back and forth, and KK wasn't having it. So Scrap was like, somebody gonna have to be the bigger person in this. And she was like, she being KK was like, not me. She was like, I'm gonna be the little bitch today. She said, I'm not. She was like, she gonna apologize to me. Cheyenne not willing to apologize because she said that she didn't say it, but you did. I'm pretty sure you did. So KK messy ass was like, well, did you tell him about Shooter? So Scrap was like, hold up, what part of this did I miss? Oh, baby. Oh my God. KK is a messy bitch, but I like KK. She gonna teach you young hoes something how to do this. Cause KK got a couple tricks up her sleeve, okay? Oh my God. So did y'all see the previews for next episode? It's going to be heated. That's when Scrap is going to say something to Shooter. Cheyenne is going to see Shooter with Kiyomi. Oh my God, shit about to go down. And the fact that you trying to play his like you trying to go into business with him.
But you secretly screwing his sister, but you playing her as well. That's not gonna go over well. So I'm curious to see how all this shit go down. So that's all I got for this episode. If you guys like the content, please feel free to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe and holler at your girl. Bye.